We all love gaming. Especially me, man. When it comes to just chilling around and wanting to spend time to wind down and relax from the stresses of this simulated horror we call life, video games gonna be one of the first few choices I got in my bag. I mean, besides playing multiplayer games, because they enrage me. Sitting down and just immersing yourself in different games with complex stories, beautiful and fun gameplay, amazing visuals and music, and just a full-on down-to-earth experience that leaves you with a forever emotional attachment to it is enough to make you appreciate all the hard work and effort that went into making the game in the first place. It's phenomenal. And with most video games, a lot of them, regardless of how different they are, and I mean really different, they can literally be nothing alike, no comparison between them whatsoever, not even the same type of game or anything like that, and they'll still have a lot of similarities between them just for how certain parts of the game move. And with said similarities, is that a bunch of them are just doo-doo, fam. Tropes and cliches in gaming are just some bullshit. Depending on the game, sometimes it's really not that noticeable. I mean, 99% of the time, if the gameplay is goated, then we finna not care about this crap. But with some of these overdone, stupid things they put in every single title, oh, they just made me go, ah! So for today's video, ladies and gentlemen, I've assembled a list of some of the most inconvenient, convenient, stupid game tropes that outright get me mad and sometimes even get me too lazy to commit to the game no more. It's sick! And without further ado, open world is what I'm beginning with. Now listen, I'm not some huge open world hater here, but not every game needs to be open world. I'm sick of it. Time and time again, I've constantly seen releases in where they make the game open world, but there was no need for it to be like that in the beginning. Games like the Insomniac Spider-Man games, Red Dead Redemption 2, and the Switch Zelda games are all exceptions. Because with these, man, it works for them. I mean, swinging around a Spider-Man is like the #1 experience any Spider-Man fan wants. It was hella tough, man. Plus, you can speedrun Zelda like a crackhead, and all of them include fast travel anyway, so they make going to missions way easier. But despite these examples I just gave you here, it's like everyone and their mom has made their games way too open world nowadays that I just need to see this shit gone. To some games, I feel like they just made their shit open world to overcompensate for having a bad story. Half of the time in these open worlds nowadays, there's nothing to do in it besides just traveling across to get to your next mission. No cool ass side quests, no amazing shit that grabs your attention like the core story would, and nothing cool enough to distract you from grinding the main story. It's like it's open world because they're trend hopping on that concept. It's shit. Just because you've given me the option to go around doing a bunch of random bullshit doesn't mean your game is now sick as hell and worth the price tag. It's still trash. In fact, with the price tag games are at nowadays, going into open world feels like less of a choice than it is an obligation. Because now it's like you spend your hard-earned cash that you probably got from hustling at a job you might hate just to drop it on some mid-ass open world game, so now you might as well just play your money's worth. It's a trap! The whole thing's a setup! Really and truly, in the open world games we cop now, how much of us are really exploring the entire map instead of just doing 1 or 2 missions and going straight back to the story? We all do that, fam, because it's boring. Unless the gameplay is an 11 out of 10, then yeah, you probably more than likely want to go bang out every other side mission before you play anything else because you're entertained. Like with me, in the Spider-Man games, I was so quick to do as much side missions as I possibly could because I loved the gameplay. I couldn't get enough of it. I didn't want the game to end so soon by playing the main missions, so I instead played more side missions and did all the collecting shit so I can long out the story and make my experience on the game generally longer. And why wouldn't I? It's freaking Spider-Man. But with other titles like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I didn't even bother to finish that game, bro, because that shit is genuine ass. Unlike other AC titles, even the ones that became more open world than the usual city shit, this game is like triple the size of them. It has a whole 2 countries in it, and in the open world, there's nothing. It's empty. What the hell was the point of them making the open world this huge if all you go around doing anyway are the same rinse and repeat missions, like taking a quest from somebody, raiding a village, and then now gaining an alliance off that? How many times do you do this shit in this game? And it doesn't even matter to the story anyway. It's dog shit. Valhalla's world is empty, pointless, and like a wasteland. It being the biggest in the series to contain a bunch of nothing is stupid. The game really doesn't give you a sense of urgency or excitement to go explore the world and do side quests like Origins did. Instead, I'd rather just run off to go do another story mission because I'm bored of moving through this hollow ass map to begin with. It sucks. And quick side note, Valhalla felt like the least Assassin's Creed game I've ever played. You're better off running into enemies doing one-on-one combat than you are to do the usual hidden blade stealth activities. This shit feels like the current God of War games more than it does Assassin's Creed. And I'm not saying that to violate God of War. I love Kratos, man, but stealth is literally what these games are based on completely. And the fact that it felt better to have a more run the fade kind of approach in this game makes it ass. I'm thinking if this game was a lot more linear, maybe even if they just cut down the map to the same length as Origins, then I'd probably have a lot more leeway to it. I mean, I still dislike it. It doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game, but I'd probably like it a little bit more if it was a lot more shorter and compact than whatever the hell they decide to go with. Just because something looks beautiful, cinematic, hella nice, and would be fun to explore, doesn't change the fact that if the open world doesn't have anything in it that makes it remotely interesting, or even the story doesn't really force you or encourage you to go explore, then what's the point of making an open world? You're just doing that to take the piss at that point. Open world games should make you feel like you need to explore them, not force you to or bore you with them. At that point, it just sounds like you want a cash grab. But AC Valhalla genuinely enraged me a couple years ago. You will literally have to search like a madman to even be able to look for mission objectives and collectibles. And if you want to platinum this game, you'd be a dusty 9-year-old by the time you're done, I swear down. Cause this game is 60 hours for Assassin's Creed. Get the hell out of here, man. It's a piss take. Moving on to the next trope I want to bring up, which may seem a little controversial to some of you lot, is forced walking. And what do I mean by this? Let me explain myself here. You know in certain cutscenes or places in a game where it's still you playing and controlling the main character, but you're in one of those immersive scenes, and while listening to another person or moving around in a specific part of the game, instead of you being able to move at a normal, decent, human level walk speed that even the slowest guy could do, you're forced to walk slow as hell. I don't think you really know what a bad day is. You guys don't realize how much I genuinely hate this shit, bro. Oh my god, I'm way too impatient. Every single time I'm in one of those situations, and I swear, it's like I get into the avatar state for a second and just start instinctively spamming whatever the sprint button is on my controller to get out of there because I'm so desperate to get out of that predicament. It's a waste of time. Why can't we just run and talk? Or better yet, just put me in a cutscene where I can't do shit and have to listen. I'd much rather prefer that. What was the point of letting me play? The minute you make it so I control the player and it looks as if I control the pace of the conversation or whatever the hell is going on in the gameplay, unless it's a vital part of the story, of course I want to spam to get out of that shit. It's a game. I paid £60 to kill zombies or whatever, not to walk and listen to your life story. Go to therapy for that, man. Bake off. I can't tell you how many times I get tired of shit like this. Not to say I hate listening to story or that I'm an airhead who can't lock in when there's no gameplay involved. It's nothing like that. Really and truly, I never skip cutscenes and I always lock into what's going on. Believe me, man, it's just that it more so feels like game devs are trying to cheese their way out of either making more cutscenes or more gameplay. It seems cheap. Why am I walking around for like a good 10 to 15 minutes, being forced to move at the undeniable pace of a snail, when I could be blitzing everybody in 5 seconds? Or what? Dramatic effect? See, I would agree with that if certain parts of this shit weren't dragging the whole game out by its bum cheeks. The start to MGS5 in the hospital ward is a prime example of this. The start of this game literally has you crawling for like a good 25 minutes, slow as hell, until Big Boss finally decided to stand up. Which to his current circumstance, I'm not really blaming the guy. He got blown up at point blank in a helicopter. He was finished. But god damn, I remember that experience was so dull to play through. I literally just held the L stick on my controller and would just space out until I could actually do some shit. Cause holy crap, this whole movement lasted way too long. In that cutscene, the minute the whole hospital ward got blown up was when they should have made you stand up and start running to escape. But no, they had you still crawling for a good couple minutes. Big Boss, where's your urgency? Look, man, nowadays, if games still choose to do this, I promise you they just bullshit with you at that point. Ghost of Tsushima and Yotai are one of the only few games in existence that let you run while having a conversation with an NPC. And the NPC is also running with you. He's matching your pace and keeping the conversation going so you don't miss out on any of the important dialogue. I ain't trying to violate here and make something stick, but game devs might really and truly be holding us here. They're probably violating. Look, I get why some of the forced walking even happens. If it's to build up suspense in a scene or to make a part of a game more dramatic, or even just to include it because you're playing as a certified cold-ass character and they just have that type of vibe about them to always be having some sort of crazy walk, then I hear it. Go crazy on that. This type of cliche is a double-edged sword. But to use it constantly in conversational scenes, when you could honestly just make it a cutscene so we can kick back and watch it like a movie, or even when you just make playable characters walk slow as hell for no reason, it's something I'll never understand. I get money's tight, but still, you're deadass just wasting gamers' energy. We don't need to be playing there. How does stuff like this help me play the game? How does it help me unlock new abilities? How does it help me gain more anything? Trick question, it doesn't. I don't think in RDR2, Arthur Morgan being capped to walk around his camp, making it take forever for you to get from Dutch to talking to anybody else, helped you with the story at all. Shit like this might as well be called an unskippable cutscene. In fact, they're worse than unskippable cutscenes because half of the time it gets used is just because they want to troll you. Get out of here! Speaking of trolling you, the next trope I have on my list here are escort missions. Not that type of escort, you nasty bum. Get your head out the gutter. To simplify it quickly, even though I'm pretty sure you know what it is already, escort missions are just when you help an NPC get from wherever you and they are to wherever they have to go. And more than likely, during those missions, you're gonna have to do some extra shenanigans, like protecting them from a bunch of enemies to make sure they get to the spot without getting packed up. Simple enough, right? Well, it would be simple if the AI wasn't such a bitch all the time. They suck! I hate doing escort missions where the NPC is literally trying to sell me. Always trying to either run away or go toward the enemy. Bitch, do you want to die? What the hell's the point of me being there then? You want to game over yourself? I swear, I hate doing these type of missions in games like Assassin's Creed. Because in AC, every time you do one of these missions, the enemies just always gun for the NPC and waste no time trying to murk them. You could be busy in a fight against bad guys, being completely unable to help out the NPC in your mission, and then the other couple are just jumping your companion until they die. Then as soon as you even blink, you just see game over in like 2 seconds. This is some bullshit. Now I know some of you will probably be thinking right now, ha 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 ha, skill issue, you just suck. And to that I say, you might be right. But honestly, I feel like most of us can relate and have been through certain types of escort missions where we all just wanted to get through it and get to the bag. Who really likes escort missions anyway? It's basically just video game babysitting. They slow down the gameplay heavy and make it so boring it's mid. And the NPC you're trying to protect isn't even your friend. They're your enemy too. It's like the AI you're trying to help out in the first place is probably working alongside the enemy, sabotaging you like one dickhead. Imagine, they probably play cards every weekend talking about how they're gonna hold you out of being your mission objective. Why won't you just let me get my money, man? Let me get to it. By the way, not every single type of escort mission is bad. I mean, some of them, depending on who you're trying to protect moves, it could be a lot more decent and less annoying. Like Ashley from Resident Evil 4. Even though it's still an escort mission, which to contradict myself a little here, still makes it a little trash, you can just make Ashley hide behind some shit way far at the back of a room, so you can just start kicking ass with Leon and finessing enemies. Also, the enemies in this game follow you as much as they do her. So it's not some targeted bullshit like every other escort mission. I won't lie though, if you're trying to run with her whilst there's a bunch of enemies on you, yeah, good night, man. Escort missions most of the time are just booty cheeks. I'm tired of looking after defenseless people who constantly want to run into danger. You can't fight, man. Stay back. This take might be a huge nitpick, and to some of you lot, I might just sound like a huge bug out. And honestly, I don't care. In Spanish, that's no me importa. In Japanese, that's watashi wa kinishi nai. In English, that's effort for making these type of missions because I live in a shithole. Just don't make escort missions, or at least don't make escort missions priority missions. I will say some of them can be fun. At the end of the day, it depends on the gameplay and how the whole mission moves in general. But honestly, just keep us on the story without it and keep it moving. Because these guys, they're trash. And now, my beautiful viewers, it is time for me to get into the last trope that I want to speak about today. One of the most infuriating, raging, piss-taking, and all-round experience that would get you smashing your console because it's stupid. And this one I got for you lot is a unique one, but I promise you lot can relate to this shit. At least every one of us has been through it once, and it definitely would piss you off, man. And without any more yapping, I'm referring to none other than useless AI team members. And you men have to let me land with this one because this shit to me is personal. You know, in any other title, when you're fighting enemies and you just have your teammates pull up looking like they do shit, but really and truly they don't do anything? Yeah, sometimes it gets on my nerves because why are you here? Why did you pull up with me if you never were gonna help me in the beginning? Look, most of the time, it's a non-issue. I mean, it's not like the enemies I be fighting would be too difficult for me to solo. Plus, it means I get to keep doing some sweet-ass combos. So by all means, stay back, man. But I hate this when you genuinely need help from them. When these type of situations happen, they don't do nothing. It's infuriating. They're rage-baiting you. Help me, man. Help me. The perfect example I have to this are Xenoverse 2 AI bot teammates. Because I promise you, they're top 3 worst in the whole of gaming. They don't do nothing. Anybody who's ever played Xenoverse 2 will tell you that they needed help from Goku in this one fight of the story. In the Frieza saga, they make you and Goku go against a full power final form Cooler and Frieza with a next level power upgrade because of the main villains. And in this fight, you don't even have Super Saiyan, so you can't even match their power. And when I tell you, honestly tell you, I was getting my ass handed to me in this fight. I was getting humbled. Bro, I was getting my life taken from me. My custom character was going through it. These two would jump him, beating the living shit out of the guy, making him see starlights and the afterlife. I can't tell you how bad this looked, bro. He couldn't catch a break here. And where was Goku in this whole predicament? I'll tell you where he was. Probably dead again with King Kai because this idiot didn't help me with nothing. He just stood there looking like he was buffering. Useless. The most the guy would do in this whole fight is misfire Kamehamehas at them. So really and truly, he did nothing. It's like he wanted to watch me get my ass kicked. You a freaky ass nigga. What was the point of you even joining up in the fight if you weren't gonna help me at all? You're silly, man. I needed you. I'm telling you, look, right now, this was personal back then. As a kid, I used to struggle with this boss fight every single day. Took me flipping years to beat it. And the fact that I needed Goku to lock in here and at the very least try to take away some of the heat on me is hella stupid. I hated Goku in this fight. I cursed him. I cursed this man with my whole living being back then on why he wouldn't help me. It's like this man wanted me to suffer. He snaked me out. I'll be real here. I really wanted to bring this trope up because of that fight. But there's definitely way more examples of this happening out there. When you need an AI teammate to lock in and they don't, it's a giant bunch of baloney. Get the hell out if you don't want to help me, man. You're a sicko. And these are all the tropes I wanted to mention for today. And you know, the honest takeaway you might have for my choices here is that you think I'm probably bad at games, which is far from the truth because I'm goated, man. If you guys got any more tropes you despise personally, or you want to argue on the ones I brought up, comment down below, man. I appreciate you for making it this far in the video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you, man, in the next one. Peace.